Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the place where you learn new skill every time you visit. So keep updating yourself by subscribing to the channel. So let's see what we are going to learn today. So today we are going to learn the logical operators and nested if. Alright. So let's see what are the logical operators. So a logical operator is also called a Boolean operator which returns true or false based on the true false result of one or two other expressions. Now what does that mean? If you remember in the previous video we were using the if condition, we were only checking one condition at a time, like this example, if percentage is more than equals to 50, we were saying that the student is passed, or else case, the otherwise case, the student is not passed. All right. So this here we are only checking one condition at a time, but it's not necessary. In many examples, in many scenarios, many problems, you may need to check more than one condition at a glance, at an instance. So there we have to use these logical operators. All right. Now what are they? Let's discuss about them. So the first operator is the not operator, and this operator is symbolized and has a sign of exclamation. All right. And it is a unary operator. Now, what do you mean by unary operator? Means it is going to use only one operand. All right. Now, it returns true if the operand to the right evaluates to be false. It's important. It gives true when the operand is false, and it gives false when the operand is true, because it's a not operator, it's the opposite. All right. Okay. So what does that mean? Means if the condition is false, then only it's going to execute that set if block of code. Otherwise, it's going to execute the else block of code. All right. So next one in the list is the AND operator, and it's a binary operator because it needs two operands to work on. Right. Now it returns true if both the operands evaluates to be true, otherwise false. Right. So if both conditions are true, it gives you the true result. Means it'll execute the if block of code. Otherwise, is going to execute the else block of code. For example, if I want to check whether my number a is more than 9 and less than 15. All right. So this way I can put on the condition. So here I'm checking two conditions, one condition, two conditions. So in such cases, you can use an AND operator. All right. You can use both AND, two AND symbols together, or one AND symbol as it is mentioned here. What is the difference? I'll just going to tell you in a second. All right. So this is the AND operator, and this is the OR operator. It's a binary operator. It returns true if either of the operand evaluates to be true, otherwise false. Right. So suppose we are checking two conditions or more than two conditions at a glance. So if any of those conditions happens to be true, it will give you the true. It will give the execution of the true part. Otherwise, it will go to the else parts execution. Okay. And just like in the case of AND, it will only execute the true part of the expression, or it will only execute the true block. Okay. When all conditions are true, otherwise it will go to the false statement. Here, if any of the condition is true, it's going to execute it. That's what the literally OR means. Okay. So now the next in the list is the XOR operator. All right. Now this XOR operator returns true if and only if one of the operands evaluates to be true. So if any one of the operand evaluates to be true, it gives you the true result. All right. Otherwise, it gives you the false result. And we rarely use this XOR operator in coding. In basic coding, in advanced coding, of course, we might come across a case where we use it. So next is the AND operator, the conditional AND we call it. We call it conditional AND. It has two ampersand symbol, right? It's a binary operator. Now the difference between a single AND and the double AND or the conditional AND is that in the single AND, it used to work when both conditions were true. But here, it is same as AND, means it has to check whether both conditions are true or not. But if the operand on left returns false, it returns false. So if one of the condition is false, it says false. It's not going to check the next condition. Did you get it? Right? So it only checks first condition. If that happens to be false, It will say false. It's not going for the next condition to be checked. Anyway, it's not going to make that much difference because it has to execute true expression or true block of code only if both conditions are true. So anyway, if one of them is false, both are not going to be true. Okay, but technically there's a slight difference that the single AND operator checks both conditions and then say it is true or false, but double AND conditional operator checks just after the result of the first expression. If the first expression happens to be false, it doesn't check for the second one and says false. Anyway, it's practically in most of the cases it's not going to make any difference, but yes, of course, in some problem it does make a difference. The next is the OR operator, the conditional OR. It's a binary operator. It's same as the single OR operator. Again, same way. It checks if the first statement happens to be true, it returns true without checking the right side operand. So that's why it's called conditional OR. Okay. So nested if. Now, what is a nested if? When we use one if inside another if, we call it a nested if case, right? For example, there's a number a equals to 10, and we need to check whether the number is between 9 and 15 or not. So I have checked one condition. So this compiler will enter this block when this condition is true. That means if the number happens to be more than 9. Now, second condition is being checked here, which means that less than 15. So it will enter here only if the number happens to be less than 15 or it is between 9 and 15. All right. So this way you can check 2, 3 conditions by putting one if inside another if and keep on nesting it. All right. Without using the logical operator, you can do the execution of the AND operator case here. Okay. When you have to, because over here also this will be executed when both conditions are true. Same like the AND operator. In the AND operator, same case was there. Like if I try to do it with AND operator, I would have done it like this. A is more than or equals to 9 and A is less than or equals to 15, right? So here, same thing. When my both conditions are true, it's going to execute this. Here, same thing. When both conditions are true, but it is nested inside. One if is inside another. Okay, so this is only a concept which we can use as per in our program. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what's there. Now, using else with nested if, we can also use else with a nested if, and that helps us a lot to handle the cases very well. All right, but we have to be very careful when using else. Okay, we have to think of all scenarios which can happen in that else statement. For example, here I'm checking if the number is more than 9 and the number is less than 15 using the nested, I say that number is between 9 and 15. Now, else of this means this condition is not true. All right, so it will come here, but still it is inside this if, so that means the number is more than 9, but not less than 15. So I can say the number is greater than 9, but not less than 15. All right. If I go to this else, which is else of this. So the if condition says if A is more than 9, so the else of this means A is less than 9. So I can say A is less than 9. So this way we can keep on creating our blocks to solve a problem accordingly. All right. Now, guys, the next thing is, let's see the example of use of both of these things which we have learned. So first we'll see an example of AND statement. So this statement can be used to check conditions within a range, all right, because this is the widely used operator. So I'm giving an example of this. So input percentage marks and calculate grade as. So the grading has been given to me. Suppose if it's between 80 to 100 is A, 60 to 79 is B, 40 to 59 is C, and below 40 is D. All right. So let me explain how we do it in both cases. So if I use AND operator, the first condition will be if my percentage is more than or equals to 80 and my percentage is less than or equals to 100, is going to give grade A. So I'm going to store A into the variable grade. Now, if my percentage is in the second range, more than or equals to 60 and less than or equals to 79, my grade is B. Now, third range, if my percentage is more than 40, more than 40, yeah, and percentage is less than 59, the grade is going to be C. All right, and if percentage is less than 40, my grade is going to be D. So this is the way I use AND operator to solve this problem. where we give grading on the basis of percentage. Now, how will I do the same thing using the nested if without using the AND operator? All right. So first condition, I'll of course check if percentage is more than 80. Now my next condition to be checked is less than 100. So I will create a nesting and I'll say if percentage is less than 100. So I'll say grade is A. Okay. Now I'll close both the ifs. All right. And I'll put else. Now you see, guys, here it will come here only when this condition is false. That means the percentage is not more than 80. So I only check if percentage is more than 60. I need not to check less than 80 because this block is to be executed only if this condition is false. So this block is only for if percentage is less than 80. So that is being already checked because I'm in the else part. So I only need to check whether percentage is more than 60. So I can directly give grade is B. Right, guys? I think that makes sense. Now, similarly, it'll come to this else if this is also not true and this is also not true. So that means it'll come here if percentage is not more than 80 and not more than 60. All right. So that is understood that this part is less than 60 case, less than 60 block. So here only I need to check if percentage is more than 40. All right. So this will give me the grade C. And the last case else, I need not to check any condition because why? Because it will come here only if this is not true, this is not true, and this is not true. So if the percentage is not more than 80, not more than 60, not more than 40, what it's going to be? It's going to be less than 40. So I'll just put a statement without any condition that grade is C. So that's the way you can use nested if. It's very interesting to use nested if, but you have to be very careful while creating the block because it may result to a logical error, means your solution might go a different way. All right, but you can use it. You're free to use it. Okay, so this is the thing. Now let's understand all the concept which you have learned practically. Okay, so here is the BlueJ interface, and we are going to do it practically. I hope on the same class which we have used before also. So we are going to practically do the AND operator, the operators, and out of that AND operator, the same example which we discussed a few minutes before. So since I need to print grade, so I have taken a variable grade belonging to the string type. All right. Now I'll go to my process and I'm going to delete whatever if is being placed there before, and I'm going to use the AND operator to check the condition. So my condition was if percentage is more than equals to 80 and percentage is less than equals to 100, it's going to give me grade. It's going to store grade equals to A. All right. Similarly, because the conditions are quite similar, so I'm going to copy the same format and paste it and change the condition. So next condition is more than 60 and less than equals to 79. So grade is B. Another is, I'll just paste it again and try to change the condition. So next, third condition is if it is more than 40 and less than equals to 59, my grade is C. And the last condition is if the percentage is less than 40, you need not to check the greater than case. So if it happens to be less than 40, you will get it. All right. So the grade is going to be D. So let's run it and check our grade. So I'll compile it, compiles without error. I'll go and run my code. So it asks me the name. It asks me the percentage marks. It asks me another name and another percentage mark. So it gives me both grades, the B grade and the D grade. All right. Now let's do the same question using the nested if. Right. So in nested if, as we discussed that we don't use the operator, what we do is we just put the nesting. All right. So I'll just erase all the things and then try to put the nesting. So my first condition is more than 80. And since I'm not putting any operator, so I have to put one more condition to check the upper limit. So for percentage is less than equals to 100, I need to say grade equals to A. All right. and I'll close both the ifs, right? And then I'll put else. Now guys, just see it carefully. Over here, my first condition is more than 80, all right? And then I checked, I'm sorry, I need to check less than 100, not more than 100. And second condition is less than 100, so it gave me the result as A. Now it's going to come here only if this condition is false. That means it will be here only in the case when the percentage is less than 80. So I need not to check this condition less than 80. It's understood, right? I'll only check that if percentage is more than the 60, the lower limit. So if my percentage is more than or equals to 60, I'll directly say, I'll just remove the markers. I'll directly say that grade equals to B. Else if percentage is more than or equals to 40, okay? Now, it'll come here only if these two conditions are not true. If this is not true, means it's not more than 80, less than 80. If this is not true, means it's not more than 60, also less than 60. So I only need to check if percentage is more than 40. All right, because the less than 60 is already being checked. Then I'll say grade equals to C. All right, and now it will come here. It will come to this area over here only if this is not true, this is not true, and this is also not true. So if it is not more than 80, not more than 60, not more than 40, what it will be? It will of course be less than 40 only. All right. So I need not to check any condition. I can put grade equals to D. Simple, right? So it's actually easier to use nested if in cases, but you have to be very careful while using nested if, because that may many times generate a logical error. Means it will give you the wrong result. If you're comfortable with it, do use it. All right, now I'll compile and show you the result. So I'll run the program. I'll give the name and the percentage marks and the percentage marks, and it gives me the both grade, the upper grade and the lower grade. All right, I think guys it makes sense to you now. You would have understood the logical operator and the nested if. All right, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel so far, please subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you get the notification as soon as I release the next video. All right, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for your time. Take care, and if you like the video, please press the like button. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe it. Also press the bell notification so that you get notification as soon as I release a new video. Share and like the video.